Welcome to the Talon Outdoors Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm JD.
I'm Fred.
I'm Captain Paul Tyre.
And I'm Grant.
Apparently, it's cold outside today.
Dang
I
sure
look down
is.
here at our end of the table, and we're both wearing flannel shirts.
It's a mite chilly and gonna get worse.
Yeah,
I got my overcoat.
I was going through my closet, and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna grab it." And I saw you wearing a flannel shirt, looked just like one I had the other day. And let me pick one I know you don't have, because we don't want to. And Fred comes up in here wearing a dadgum suit with a We the People tie. I like that.
And a wool overcoat, trench coat.
Yeah, look at that.
At
That's
least you
nice.
got clothes on under it. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That thing comes all the way down past his knees. It fit me about right.
It's that's a Hugo Boss overcoat there. So,
And he's got some click-it glasses.
I didn't know what a Hugo Boss overcoat was until because it says Boss in the tag. So I showed him the secretary. I said, "You know what I am." And
This is a huge. He thought it said huge boss, and that's what he wanted to be. Was a huge boss.
Apparently, that's like a trendy coat.
If you say so.
Word of advice to any unmarried young men out there: if you're going to get married, and your wife majored in any kind of fashion in college, like fashion design, fashion merchandising, anything like that, you better make sure that you've got a wallet that's pretty thick, because she's going to dress you and her. And so apparently I didn't realize it, but I have a trendy coat that I don't know how much it costs.
You're just a trendsetter.
It does look
Depends
cool.
on if she got it from Hugo Boss or found it at the Goodwill.
I don't think you'll find my wife at the Goodwill, and you might find me at the Goodwill.
I'll be
after
dropping
she's
some
done.
of your stuff off.
You might find me at the pawn shop by the
you go.
time she gets done with it. Yeah, so that's word of advice. For
You got those fancy click-it
Yeah,
glasses. Those
I
are the ones
use
that
those
come
too.
together and take
These
apart.
are pretty cool.
First
I
time I
love
saw
them. I use them professional.
those are some Kevin Kelly glasses, right? The
That's-
first time I ever saw somebody wearing was Kevin Kepp at Kevin's. They kept doing that, and then he was showing how they worked and all that. They work better than that if you.
Well, yeah,
you got your
it's
headset
got
on.
the headset.
There,
I guess it can go around the head. I don't think it'd go around.
So those on in Radio Land, they're the ones that had a Mac. Don't
Quit
do
before
that.
you
You're
put
gonna
your
break
eye
them
out.
now.
No, they
Oh, no,
stretch.
they stretch. They come out because I put them over my sunglasses, and I just click them right there,
But
and
they're-
I can tie my knots.
But they're primarily reading glasses, right?
That's right.
Well, yeah,
I'll see
yeah.
you.
Amplifier.
I didn't want to advertise for the competition, but yeah, they Kevin Kelly got me sold on them.
Yeah, that's the first time I saw him. He put
Yeah,
them
I
on
love
3
them.
or 4 times when I was talking to him and was explaining them to me, and I'm like,
They're good glasses.
and at the time I didn't need reading glasses.
Yeah.
I still don't. I got
Nowadays,
bifocals.
Yeah.
Well, I got these progressive
glasses?
lenses.
Me too.
And I don't really like calling them that because I'm not very progressive.
I got the same thing.
I've got these conservative
That's
lenses.
why I just called them bifocals. That ain't
Yeah.
nothing. But they are. Yes, they
They're
don't have the lines.
they're
in them.
lineless bifocals.
Correct.
I mean,
ain't
I-
nothing about me progressive.
Mine are progressive too, and when that
Dude,
doc,
sure ain't nothing progressive about you.
yeah, Doc's like, what? Am I going to start voting for Elizabeth Warren or what? I'm not. Pocahontas.
I keep 2 or 3 pair of those readers in each boat, 5 or 6 pair in my tackle room. So everywhere I look, I've got something to put on.
They're not reading glasses for you, Paul. They're not tying glasses.
That's
I know
exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are.
I was going to say, you ought to be able to tie knots without looking at it by now.
Well, I do,
Experienced as
but
you are.
sometimes I try to create a new one, and it gets exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one didn't work.
Yeah, that 10-pound test braid is like dealing with something way smaller than
That's
thread.
right. And in fluorocarbon, it's 6 to 8 when you can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
see, I learned how to tie knots on the SWAT team when we would rappel, and you would like tie
That
all
better
these
be tied
different
right.
knots. You're right. You're right. And doing it with rappelling ropes. And those things are 3/4 of an inch thick, so I can see them.
Yeah.
And I get, you know what? I know how to tie a good knot. I'll do that with this fishing line. And I'm trying to look at that little bitty tiny fishing line, and Daddy would always show me how to tie.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at it, going, okay, Daddy, and he'd do all that stuff. And then JD would try to show me how to tie stuff and use duck calls. JD's tried to teach me a lot of things over the years, and I ain't really good at none of it.
I done figured out knot tying is all about your fingers, how you work. It takes time to get your mind and your finger, that's why it takes repetition.
That's why
It's
you
exactly
tie.
like shooting a gun and shooting skeet and shooting
Yep.
birds. And
Now, the trick with knot tying is to get 2 or 3 rods and go ahead and tie it the night before you go fishing.
Oh, absolutely. That's why we take 20 in a
That way
tournament.
you don't have to keep trying to tie a knot.
That's right.
Especially when you fly fishing.
That's
you
right.
Try to tie a knot on one of those little bitty bugs like that. Drive you insane. You need like
Wind blowing. Oh, man.
you need a microscope to try tie those things. I mean,
yeah, little bitty line and really big 100-pound test and stuff is hard to like a 100-pound leader for offshore.
Yeah, that's
you got about got to have a pair of pliers most of the time to pull those knots tight.
A lot of people just do the clamp thing on them, and then
yeah, I don't.
That's
I don't do that.
But yeah, the big. I don't like fishing 100 offshore. I usually 40-pound test.
Mainline, sure. I'm talking about leader.
No, I do a braid and then a 40-pound leader.
Okay.
You could do it'll work.
Oh, I thought we were going to have a guest in here today. I wonder what happened to Peyton from Lone Star Silencers. I was talking to Peyton. He said, "Hey, can I be there on Thursday?" He was going to come in today.
Well, textify him and
Yeah,
see.
tell him
Yeah, I will.
No, I use like 80-pound fluorocarbon or 80-pound regular.
What knot do you tie with that braid to that big of a leader? I'm just curious.
I don't know the name of it, Paul. I can show it to you.
Yeah.
It's not a. I don't know a blood knot. Essentially,
Yep,
it's a blood knot, but it's
like a unity knot.
Yeah,
basically.
Very
I don't know what you call them, but yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a book one time and sat down and learned how to do a bunch of different stuff and bimini twist. And I watched somebody on a charter fishing trip one time do a bimini twist, and I just thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen, watching that guy do all that. And I bought a knot tying book, and I sat down and I taught myself how to tie a bimini twist and a bunch of other.
That sounds like a fruity drink.
Connector knots and
put a little umbrella in it.
Yeah.
Go to the bar. What do you want? I want a bimini twist.
So when I get ready to go fishing, I tie. And then I had another guide down in. Hired a guide one time in Cape Canaveral because he had a special permit on his boat to go fish places around Cape Canaveral, around the Cape that you couldn't just go to.
That's what he said. Anyway.
No, he had. It's a big old sticker they put on their boat, and they can be in the preserve or whatever they call it. And it's basically you can't get that close to the launch site, unless you've been checked out, kind of thing. And so I wanted to fish in there. And he showed me a connector knot to go to the bimini twist that makes life really easy, super easy, fast knot to tie that works really well for.
What were you fishing for?
Anything that bite. That's pretty much what I fish for when I go fishing. Red and trout.
Oh, it was inshore.
Yeah.
Off of Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, watched a rocket launch while I was there.
Oh man, that's
watched
cool.
watched a. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like it was the space shuttle going up or whatever. It was, but they launched a rocket while we were fishing. I was like, ain't that cool? Added bonus to the fishing trip.
You didn't get burned when it came up?
No.
You far enough away?
Yeah. Right. You can see that. You can see that tower when you're fishing down there. They won't let you but so close. So he's probably a mile or mile and a half, 2 miles away maybe from.
Where'd the rocket go?
Up.
You don't know where it went after that?
Into space.
Well, I got that part, but I mean, did it
go
to
like I said, I don't know. I don't even know what rocket. I don't know anything. I told you all I know, counselor. I don't got no more information for you. I watched them light the fire on a big firework, and it went off in the distance, and it just kept on going until you couldn't see it no more.
So you didn't ask any questions about where the rocket went, or
no, didn't care.
Weren't you curious?
Not really. I just figured it was a rocket that
you
they were testing.
Catching them fish.
So you're gonna come
I
on
was
the
fishing.
Show.
I was fishing, sir.
I was
occupied.
You're going to come on the show and talk about a rocket and not be able to give us any information about the rocket.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of rockets, did you know?
I did, probably.
Did you know that we were talking about Greenland on the last show?
Yeah.
Did you know we have a Space Force military base in Greenland?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's called the something space base. It used to be the something else air base, and then they changed it to they got some native name on it. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Buried deep under the ice and dirt.
It is there for tracking satellites, tracking radar tracking. It was a Cold War era air base that was it's the most northernmost air base owned by the United States, and it's in Greenland.
Well, yeah, if Russia was going to shoot rockets at us, they wouldn't go around the middle of the Earth. They would go right over the top, fly over Canada, and come in this way. So that makes sense. But yeah, they've got those in. I know we got them in Australia too, out in the outback in the middle of nowhere.
So we were talking about the military strategic value of Greenland. Did you know that Greenland has fewer people? Only has about 8,000 more people in the entire. On the entire island, which is the world's largest island, than Jackson County has people. There's about 50-something thousand people in that. 57,000 people in the whole dadgum country, and it was first settled about 1,000 years ago by immigrants from Canada. They were Inuit, Eskimos and stuff that went over there, and that's the base of their country.
It's called the Pit of Free.
Yep,
that's what I said. That's what I said. We'll be right back.
All right.
back. So when we left, we were talking about Greenland and the
They got reindeer there, caribou.
Okay, it's pronounced Bidufik.
Bidufik. Yeah, they named it that when they rebranded it as the Space Force base. They did that as a nod to the indigenous people up there. So it was sort of politically correct move.
Indigenous people,
but can't nobody say it. Can't nobody say it.
But I could say George S. Patton Space Force Base.
Yeah, you
could. You could say that. Yeah.
They named Douglas MacArthur Space Force Base.
Bidufik. That's how you pronounce it.
Well, you know, Greenland has a lot of. I'm pretty sure that's where Captain America crashed on the way back, and then that's where they found him and froze him at. So,
well, it used to be called the Tool Air Base.
Yeah.
Tool? Yeah, Tool.
Which is a native, an indigenous people tribe of Greenland. So
the Tool or the Bidufik?
Both.
Which one?
I don't know. I guess one fell out of favor and another one came back into favor at some point.
Okay, but you can't be indigenous unless you're the first dude there.
Which is probably Vikings.
So shouldn't it be called?
Which is why
the Danish people
claim it.
Why the Danes have it, right?
Yeah, and the Danish army is only, with all their volunteers, is only about 50,000 people. Now, I did see something today that I thought was unique. So a bunch of European countries, 4 or 5, have decided to send a quick reactionary force over to Greenland just for a 2-day mission, just like a 14-hour cruise. A 2-day mission, 3-hour cruise. Yeah, 3-hour cruise. So they sent Gilligan's crew over there. And they got like 3 of those countries that are participating sent one guy, and then the other one sent like 20 or 30 guys.
Did you see how many Germany sent?
How many?
13.
13. Okay, so they got less than 2 dozen people there, and they're doing this to prove that they can send a military force quickly, so that can deter the United States from going over there and taking over.
If it weren't so cold, we could tow my flats boat up to Maine, throw it in the water, hug the coastline, go do an assault. Me and you just
we could
run
conquer
off.
That country.
I think we could run it over.
We could take that thing.
I probably don't let them have.
I want to go.
Well, we could stow you down in the rod
We'll
box.
dress you up like a penguin, and they would be all confused because you're on the wrong end of the earth. And it's like, that guy, how did we get a penguin up here?
I got a penguin suit.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
The seals are going to come after you.
That'd be the sea lions.
Are seals in the South Pole? They're not in the North Pole.
I think sea lions are the ones that eat penguins. Either way,
is that right?
Yeah, maybe
leopard
sea lions eat whatever they want to, except for the orcas. And they eat.
Well, yeah, you think the orca would eat me?
Yeah. Yeah,
spit you back out.
I've seen them feed them things sardines and herrings, and you ain't a whole lot bigger than either one of them.
Well, that would be, if I was going to go out, in style.
That'd be a way to go.
Eaten by an orca.
Yeah,
that'd make the news.
I would think it would.
Except that poor thing would probably get sick.
Probably would. I hope he's got
alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, alcohol poisoning probably kill him. Once he got a hold of my blood, start coming out on him, he'd be.
Well, yeah.
I just look at these expansions that we've done recently. The Venezuela and all that. The sailfish fishing in Venezuela is second to none. Off the coast of Venezuela, sailfishing is just. I have a cousin that used to, I don't know if I talked about this on the show or not. I have a cousin who used to go down there and fish every year because it was a really fun trip. They would catch 50, 60 sailfish in a day.
Really?
And it cost nothing because of the exchange rate and third world country and all that stuff. So they'd go down there and fish, and he said, man, they take care of, treat you like a king. You could live down here for nothing. We go out fish, catch 40, 50, 60 sailfish in a day.
And that's back before
Hugo Chavez took over, and they quit going. When it turned to so they had a heck of a sport fishing industry there, tourism industry, all that stuff that all ceased and desist when you have a dictator. I'm hoping it will.
I do too. I mean,
because I was getting ready to go with him, and he goes, "Yeah, we ain't doing that no more. Not with this guy running the place."
I'm just wondering, what if it's going to come back the way it was. I mean, I wonder how long of a trip is it to get down there with an airplane.
I don't know. It took us. It's a pretty long. It's not that bad of a haul from Miami.
Okay.
Not at all. It's pretty quick. Probably. I would say 2 hours, 3 hours to Venezuela.
That's about.
Venezuela. I walked out of the room for a minute.
Yeah, Argentina on the other hand. we were down there.
You were talking about going down there. I thought they're not making that trip anymore, and I was going to tell Fred, no, they closed that island.
I mean, but you could get a cool beach house. I mean, right now you'd probably be able to get it for pretty good.
Yeah, if it just question is the country going to remain stable?
It's pretty risky.
Pretty soon you'll be seeing like they're investing. What over there that Russia's fighting? What's the country?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. You seen them commercial invest in Ukraine? They'll be doing investing down there.
Yeah, I'll pass on that right now. That'd be a hard pass.
That'd be definitely far into the spectrum.
I could go down there and open the Fred Resort.
There you go. Well, y'all been here.
There's an island for sale, I'm pretty sure, Fred. You can probably just pick up where they left off. Go right ahead.
I mean, that resort would be cool.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
I can imagine what it would be like.
Yeah,
sunset pole dancing by Fred.
Fruity boat drinks on the dock.
He'd have Bimini twists out there on the bar.
That'd be the first drink I'd name is the Fred Bimini twist, and then I would do the twist.
I got a good recipe I had to share with you. We can name it because it don't right now. Currently, my poolside summertime libation is it doesn't have a name other than fruity boat drink, and that's what my wife calls it.
Fruity boat drink.
Fruity boat. Make me a fruity boat drink.
And you said I'll make you a chitty bang bang.
I've come up with my own fruity
concoction?
boat drink. Yeah, and it's really good.
What's all in it? Can you say?
Yeah, pineapple juice.
I do pineapple.
Pineapple juice, orange juice, coconut rum, Absolute citrus, Absolute vodka, and some what's that? Grenadine. Got a little all of that in there, and it looks really cool because it looks.
Does it layer it off?
Okay.
Yeah, it layers,
and
it's a cool looking drink, and it is absolutely delicious, and it will sneak up behind you and hit you in the back of the head with a hammer.
I like me some coconut rum with some pineapple juice, and also.
All right, you got one ingredient you need to throw in there.
What's that, buddy?
Peach schnapps.
I'll try it. I got some.
Throw a peach schnapps.
I can try it. Yeah,
and it'll work.
My wife's not a big fan of peaches.
No, but you don't taste it like that.
Listen, I know about peach schnapps. The first time I ever went duck hunting in Mississippi with Jerry Johnson, God rest his soul, fine man.
Peach schnapps on a duck hunt?
Yeah. Let me tell the story, Fred. So we're sitting out there, and we get to this duck blind out in the middle of the Delta National Forest, and it's 20 degrees, and there's frost everywhere, and it's the most beautiful morning you could ever possibly imagine. We're sitting in a blind built out in a slough out in the Delta National Forest, and Jerry's there, and he calls in a bunch of ducks, and we shoot them, and dog gets them, brings them back, and first one he brought in was a shoveler, and Jerry said, "We don't keep them wormy things," and threw it back over his shoulder over in the woods behind him because the shovelers came in right at daylight, and we just thought they were ducks and shot them. And he goes, "We don't eat them," and threw it back over. We got a laugh out of that. So next group of birds, he starts calling. Next group of birds comes in. We shoot them, bam, 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 dropped a bunch of mallards.
Huh.
And
eat those.
Chip goes out and gets the mallard, and he brings it in the blind and climbs up there. And I look over at Jerry, and I said, "Man, that thing's beautiful. That's my first mallard." And because we've been having duck hunting here, and we don't kill a lot of mallards here. First mallard, he goes, "Oh, we got to celebrate!" And it ain't daylight yet. And he reaches in his bucket and brings out a bottle of peach schnapps and says, "Have a drink." And he wasn't one of those guys that asked you if you wanted to do something. He told you what you were going to do, and it was have a drink.
And JD went, "All right."
Thank you. So I chugged a big old gulp of peach schnapps at 6 o'clock in the morning. And
how are you doing at about 08 in the morning?
He doesn't remember.
I don't know, but I think I had a good time. But
did you kill any more ducks?
We slayed them.
So it didn't affect.
I didn't. I had that one drink. We didn't celebrate no more after that till it was over with. So
and then you celebrated more.
We celebrated. We had a good time.
Yeah.
I took Charlie out there one year and let him see paradise on earth out there in the wintertime. And we were hunting right on the Mississippi, Louisiana, right on the river. The lake we stay on out there is an oxbow on the Mississippi side, but right down the channel of that oxbow lake, you would think that the border of Mississippi and Louisiana ran right down the middle of the channel of the Mississippi River, right?
What you think?
It don't.
Oh.
Because over the years, the river has shifted and meandered and created these oxbow lakes. So the border actually ran right down the middle of the lake. So you were staying in Mississippi, and you could shoot a shotgun into Louisiana, and you better know where you're at out there.
Yeah, gotta have license.
And this is back before GPSs with little dotted lines and that kind of stuff. So anyway, never gotten in any trouble, but I know people that did get in trouble. So you know.
That place was, when you talking about God's country, so blue skies, perfect blue skies, and everything else was brown. There's not a shade of green, white, nothing, no color, it's
water brown, trees brown,
browns. Everything was brown. It was all different shades of brown with these beautiful blue skies, and we were just sitting there in that swamp. And I'm looking around. I'm going, man, I don't know how this is. This.
And it ain't just a
changes
little bit
your
of
perspective
swamp.
on
It's
everything.
Endless swamp.
Yeah, that's as far as you can see. And you got to ride for a while, and I don't know why, but you got to get in a boat and you got to ride from one piece of swamp to another piece of swamp. You can't hunt in this piece of swamp. You got to go to that part of swamp.
Because of that imaginary dotted line.
Yeah, I mean, well, why can't we just hunt right here? Well, no, we can't hunt here. We got to go there. All right, well.
That's where the food's at.
And to listen to them talk, you know, they knew exactly what they was talking about, because apparently y'all just wandered up out there one year.
Yeah, we originally went out there. Four boys from Florida read something in the DU magazine about the Delta National Forest and went to looking for some place to stay near the Delta National Forest.
Well, why don't we have a Talon-sponsored duck hunt out there? I mean, we did do the pheasant hunt. Why not the?
I'm getting too old for that duck hunting stuff, Fred.
I mean, as long as you got a guy,
You're
he's
kinda-
doing all the work.
No. There wasn't no guided. I don't know if they do guided. This was four boys from Jackson County and Gaston County, Florida, that went out there not knowing a thing and learned how to do it. And I went about 10 or 12 years in a row. I didn't need a guide at that point. So there you go. That's the why.
Okay.
We'll be right back. We're back.
Hey, this is
anyway.
the Wiregrass segment where I have to behave myself for the Alabama people.
Well, if they listen to the rest of it too, it's just that you can't tell Tallahassee stories and expect all your buddies to hear it unless they stream this thing. So anyway, so we do have some new range guns coming into the Dothan store. If you're up there, you want to shoot. We did order a couple of the Gen 6 Glocks. They'll be in eventually. I don't know when they're going to be there, but we did order a 45 and a 19 in the new Gen 6 during the range program. We got some other guns coming, but
Now, the Gen 6 Glock, as I understand it, is the one that they did in response to the California law.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, the V is what they did immediately. That was their knee-jerk reaction to satisfy the terms of that lawsuit. And the V, which is the Gen 5 Plus kind of thing, you can't give. We're not even ordering them here. We won't. Are we, Jody? We're not getting them through distributors. Glock made a bunch of guns.
we only got two of them in. We only got two of them to hold us over in stock and inventory. So that's going to be probably the lowest produced ever for the collector-minded folks
and
out there.
They'll be one of the few guns that Glock just won't make no more of.
No.
There's no reason to. And there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that it's a stopgap measure, and they're not going to make him. Now the 6s, we've seen some 6s come through the shop here.
The most drastic change Glock has ever done to a pistol.
Really?
But from 6 feet away, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Between 6 and 5, I would have to sit there and show you the differences. But they did put a really, really nice flat face trigger on it, so that a lot of people were doing after the fact. So they took some stuff that people were doing to those guns aftermarket and do it to the factory gun. They did an undercut. They did an undercut relief on between the trigger guard and the grip. They put a flat face, really nice trigger on it.
You get a higher grip on the pistol that way.
Really nice stippling on it. They changed the texture of the plastic. They put what we call gas pedals on them, which is a little place for your thumb up high on the slide to rest.
Really?
That's things that people were doing to these guns after they got them stocked. They would do that for competition stuff. Most of the time, competition.
Now, they still have the same models like the 43, 42, 43.
Yeah. Those haven't changed.
Okay.
They didn't change those. They weren't those small, the slim line they call it, the single stack slim lines. They're still the same as they were. They haven't changed.
It's your full size.
It's the
model.
full size.
But you still have
guns.
the Glock 45, which is a 9mm. Is still the G45. It's just Gen 6. The same thing with the Gen 3s, Gen 4s, Gen 5s. You know, they kept the same model numbers. They just added.
What is the full size 40 caliber Glock?
22, model 22.
Okay,
22,
that's what
which
I've
is
got.
exactly the same as a 9mm. It just uses a different caliber.
Right.
I mean,
That one, if they change that one, the The 22?
They have, to my knowledge, they are not going to continue to make that gun.
Oh,
They
really?
have discontinued the 40s, is my understanding.
Nobody-
You're
Unless
not
I'm
going to be
wrong.
able to get a 40 caliber Glock?
You can buy a used one or
Yeah.
a new one that's sitting in inventory because nobody else wants to buy it.
Yeah, that's demand on those is going away. 40 caliber's falling out of favor. I mean, it may be an effective round. It used to be the go-to.
Oh, it's an effective, very,
but
very much
it's
an effective round.
it's not. It's fallen out of favor. The demand's not there for it.
Why?
Yeah,
Well, because
why?
terminal ballistics between a 40 and a 9 are almost identical.
You can get more bullets in the same size magazine.
Higher capacity in the 9mm, and 9mm ammo is a butt ton cheaper than 40 caliber ammo.
I mean, when I got mine years ago,
Mm-hmm.
40 caliber, that's what the cops were carrying.
Were nobody's carrying it anymore.
Yeah, okay.
There's probably still some agencies still carrying them. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
We're not saying there's anything
Well,
wrong with it.
make-
We're just saying it's 9mm dominates the self-defense, police carry, all that stuff. That 9mm dominates that market, like dramatically dominates.
The,
I
the,
was
the
just
caliber discussion
Is
that's
over.
going on, the 45, 40, 9mm, that discussion, that ship sailed. You still have diehard 45 ACP fans, 40 caliber fans. You got all these different people that love. I think that argument's done. It's 9mm won the battle.
I don't know.
Whether
380
you agree
won the
to it,
battle
whether you
with
agree with it or not,
Science, Fred.
everybody voted.
Yeah.
With their pockets. With their pockets.
I'm a 380 guy. It's just
Well, that's a
True
9mm
enterprise
too.
system.
yeah, but I love the 380. It just fits me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little. Most of the 380 guns are small.
380 is nothing but a slow 9mm.
Okay.
It's the same size bullet. It's a little lighter weight, but it's just a slow 9mm. You
Well,
know,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
9mm
it shoots
Kurtz
down the
if you're
same
give me
barrel.
longer to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back. So, Paul, you asked on the break. We own, for the Tallahassee folks on the Wiregrass segment that y'all don't get to hear, we were talking about the Gen 6s and Gen 5s and the 9s and all that. And you asked, would we carry a Gen 6? And I the difference between a Gen 5 and a Gen 6 is not so drastically significant to me, and I don't really pay much attention. I buy a lot of guns for my security officers to carry, and I don't really care if it's a 45 or a 19 or whatever it is, 17. I mean, it works. They shoot them fine. The difference between the 6 and the Gen 5s, I'm not going to make any real big effort to switch over. They fit in the same holsters. That little side swell on it for your thumb rest, I mean, that might cause some interference with certain holsters, but it shouldn't. But you said something about a Gen 6 and our 48s and 43. No, they don't make that. The slim line, like JD said, is the same gun. We carry 48s, and I'm going to keep carrying the 48. I like the 48, and what I like about I can put the aftermarket magazines in it, and I can carry 15 plus 1 rounds, which is same capacity as a double stack Glock, a couple rounds down from a 17. So I got plenty capacity using a metal magazine, an aftermarket metal mag catch.
You got
And I
to
love
change
the
that little
side.
thing on it, though, don't
It's
you?
the mag
mag
catch.
catch.
The little button you push to this mag release, mag catch,
Yeah.
whatever. You need to put a metal one of those in there. And I mean, I love the 48s. I mean, I shoot one. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have any problem carrying one as a duty gun.
Nope, me neither.
in a duty holster. I mean, to me it'd be like carrying a 1911. It's the same, very similar to a 1911 in its dimensions, and it carries. I'm sitting on one right now in the studio. Pretty sure JD's got one on him right there on the front. He got the fancy silver slide on his. So that was a limited run.
I don't have my gun, Dad. Go to court.
Poor
Can't
thing.
carry a gun in court.
You ought to do something about that, Fred.
Well, there's been some talk because there has been some chatter amongst the lobbyist legislatures that kind of allowing prosecutors to open carry in court. And I'm like, well, no. If you're going to do that, the defense lawyers get to carry in court. So,
Well, to me, it's not so much. Here's my spin on that. It's not so much about you not having it in court. I don't care I don't think you need it in court. There's a bailiff there or whatever else. But it's from your car to the courthouse and
when
the
you're
courthouse
going
back
car.
to your car. You probably do need one.
Yeah.
there have
'Cause
been
somebody-
times when I've had to have bailiff escorts to my car because I've represented some guy who's done something wrong.
Well,
and families out there wanting to kill me as I'm walking to the
There
car.
ought to be lockers there where the bailiffs check you in and out of courthouse, where you ought to be able to walk in there and go, I need to check my weapon, put it in the locker, take the key with you, and go to do your court hearings, come back out, check it back out of the locker, put it back on, and then go to your car.
That's what they used to do to cops in federal court.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if they're still doing it or not.
I think they still do, because you can't they don't. Pretty sure that's the case, but don't know.
I know when last time I went to D.C. and went into the House office building, there was a metal detector at the door. They had a big locker system over there. I was carrying under the LEOSA Act, and I said, I'm carrying my gun under LEOSA Act, and they said, just come over here, we'll get you a locker and go visit my congressman and walk around. And
did he see
we did that at the big dam when we went out there to the desert.
Went to his office and talked to him.
Did you know him beforehand? I
did not.
And so you said, hey, I'm Tallahassee, want to come talk to you?
Yeah.
And he opened the door?
Yeah.
He thinks you're better.
The secretary, I went through his assistant or whatever. But yeah.
Well, he's retiring now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But that's pretty cool.
He is a good man.
He spoke at one of my service clubs, and I was just really impressed with that guy.
Yep. He is a gentleman, a very nice man that seems to really care about.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys that seemed to me, and somebody probably going to send me a text message and correct me, but he's one of those guys that went into politics to make a difference and to come back home and not be up there to get wealthy.
Well, what's the fella?
Well, he was kind of wealthy already.
Yeah, well, it helps, but my saying,
not like the Walmart lady from up there in Minnesota.
No, Congressman Dunn is a good. I have met him time and time again.
Yeah, I met him several times
and different functions and events and things, and he's always just a super guy. Recognizes me when he sees me, and it's just doesn't have to, and just an awesome guy.
In full disclosure, Fred, I was there with a group of other police officers from this area. Okay. It wasn't just JD; it was a bunch of us there for the Law Enforcement Memorial one year, and we stopped by and visited, and he absolutely sat there and talked to went to his office, and there was a group of us there, and he talked to all of us and asked questions, and what can we do better, and what can I help you with, how can I help you, and awesome. I basically sold open Florida State Hospital back up.
So Evan Power has announced he's going to run for that position. Evan Power is the Republican chair.
I didn't know he was going to run.
State of Florida. He announced the other day that he's going to run for that position. Now, Evans he's in the political. He's in that. I mean, and he is hardcore Republican, and it will. If he gets in, he's in there to stomp his feet and make a difference on behalf of this political ideology. That's for sure.
He will. He and I are very, very closely aligned on things.
Yeah, which is scary.
I tell you,
Evan, I don't think that was an endorsement. I think that was a threat.
No, it's not like the Log Cabin Republican Club endorsing you. I mean, so I can tell you and I have met Neil Dunn. I think the world of him. I can tell you though, when Steve Sutherland was in office, you want to talk about a class act.
Yeah.
That guy had my son with me, and that's my son Grayson, who was at 10 years old, could tell you every political fact that there was, still can. I think he's on the spectrum. He can tell you all about politics, and he can give you any sports stat. I mean, obscure sports stats. Like, why do you know that? I mean,
tell you if you drop a box of toothpicks, can he tell you how many of them's on the floor?
He probably. Well, you're going to be hunting with him this weekend, so we're going to be hunting 4 strong. I'm going to put him next to you.
Okay.
So
you got to be quick.
Yeah, he's going. He'll be talking about that for weeks. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's y'all need to have a competition.
Careful. It sounds like he'll remember everything you say.
Oh, he will.
And everything you did.
I talk
Those
about
people scare me.
Yeah, so he met Steve Sutherland when we were at a function over at Capital City Country Club for, I think it was Meet Your Congressman. I got invited to it, and I took Grayson with me. Introduced him, and they sat there and talked for 10, 15 minutes. He ended up giving him his personal cell phone and said, hey, if you ever want to just chat, call me.
He probably found him entertaining.
Yeah, I probably did. So he was just a really nice guy.
Yeah, well, as crazy as it sounds, kids need to be politically astute in today's world. If they
Sure
if they go through life not paying attention to what's going on in the world, we end up with millennials. Sorry, Grant. I don't think you're one.
No,
of them,
he's
but
a Gen
you're Gen
Z.
You're a Z. You're a Zoomer.
Here's the thing. Regardless of where I am, I have just distinct memories of. I don't know how you guys did it, but at least in my family, there were always kids at the supper table.
Yep.
Like there wasn't ever a kids table. No. It was always you're expected to sit and listen, be silent unless spoken to, but then you're just listening and soaking up everything. I got that. So I listened to my grandparents and all of their friends talk and chat about things, and I feel like kind of like the last chopper out of Nam.
72 taken off from the embassy.
But keep in mind, every generation, whether it's boomers or it's Gen Z or Gen whatever it is, there's a trend. Then there's an identity. There's an identity. Mainstream boomers, mainstream Gen Z, whatever. But there are people from every walk of life, far extremes of those things. There's so many different mixes. So you can take those folks, and they'll have some common traits, but the vast majority of them are actually wildly different than everybody else. I mean, it's the what you consider to be the mainstream is actually probably a minority of them.
Yeah, there are also, but by the same token, Charlie, there are certain age groups that are out there right now that do not pay attention to politics on a whole. So they may pay attention to their side of politics or whatever they believe, but they don't have an open mind to listen to anybody else, and that's a lot of the problem we see in the country today.
They're not getting that traditional classical education that we got either. They're getting this.
The supper table is placed for, in
it.
our family at least, is placed for open debate about things like that. We talk about it, discuss it.
We'll be back. And we're back. Paul, it's all you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Well, that was just, if you listen to the bumper music coming in, that was Eric Durrance on the Tobacco Road Band playing the introduction to the fishing segment.
Okay. All right, let's do it. There's another song that has a Getting Flint River Paid on it. Who's that boy?
That's Luke Bryan.
That's Luke Bryan. That's a good song, too. But anyway, right now,
I don't think Eric Durrance wants to be compared to Luke Bryan, but that's okay.
I have to look him up. Eric Durrance. You know who that is, JD? Okay. All right.
He's local.
All right,
Cool,
Paul.
I'm definitely gonna
Paul,
look
this is
him up.
all you.
Shut up, Fred.
All right, Fred. Here we go. He's came from church. I mean, court today.
Close
church.
enough.
All right.
Yeah, I came from church.
But man, I tell you right now, guys, with this cold weather, the crappie are bunching up, and I was that warm weather a week ago. They started scattering, and then we had that cold front. And now I think when the show's being produced on Thursday, it's going to be Friday. It's going to be like 23 tonight.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to fish in that?
And then it's going to warm up a little bit and get cold again.
Are
you going fishing that cold?
Yes, the fishing's excellent. You just dress right for it. But I tell you what, I've got something I want to try to share. The crappie are biting. I've been using artificial lures, not using minnows. Of course, you can catch them on minnows, but here lately they come up and look at your minnow on that live scope and see they stick their tongue out and lick the tail of the minnow, and they don't bite it. Then I'll throw my jig over there and they bite it. So these little things don't.
Wait a minute, crappie
these are
stick his tongue out?
garland crappie jigs. I'm trying to show them to the camera, and I'm going to show y'all how to actually use these and catch 15 to 20 fish per
I would call those
bait.
micro flukes.
Little flukes. It's actually the original baby shad.
There you
it's
go.
called. Okay.
It's just a piece of rubber about 2 inches long.
That's right. And it looks like a little minnow to the crappie.
It's colored white, and it's got some little sparklers in there.
That's right.
The
And
light reflects off
I
of it.
use something called Kisrel UV resin glue with this little UV light.
So it hardens.
trying to
That's
show.
stuff
So-
they put your teeth back in.
Yeah.
They glue your teeth back in with
And
at
then
the
you
dentist
can-
office.
So Paul has got a bottle of glue and an infrared light that he carries around,
And a thing of staples.
and I think a staple. So he's pulling
Now,
off.
I didn't bring my glass. Can I borrow your Clickets for
Yeah,
me?
you can borrow my clicker.
All right, anyway, I'm going to show this. If y'all can see this on the radio. Let's see if y'all can actually see it. Let's see. Oh, no.
You going? I don't think it's going to go.
Oh, it might work. Praise the Lord. Look at here.
Look at there.
Oh, these are good.
Yeah.
These are the right thing too. All right, y'all got look at this right here. I'm
All
trying to show
right,
this.
so Paul is now wearing my Click It glasses.
Y'all got
Yes.
to watch this show.
Pretending to be
This
Kevin
is-
Kelly.
See this?
He's got a staple in his hand.
Hold on. I
All
gotta
his
fix
click
this.
it fell off.
Let the
me fix
man
this.
talk.
I'm trying
Let me
to
fix this. This is cool.
like a commentate,
This is
like
really
a sports
cool.
show or something.
All right,
Okay.
All right,
guys. So, God, I can see, Fred. That's nice. So I put the staple right here. Y'all see that?
So they make a
Just a
holder,
staple.
a bait holder,
All
a little set of bait holders on
I'm
the
gonna take my
on
glue.
the jig head.
This is worth watching on
This
YouTube.
is y'all watch this. Now, if I don't spill it everywhere. Hold on.
All right.
Don't you
doesn't-
get that on my counter.
Oh, it wipes off till I put the
Here, you-
flashlight on it.
Here's an article from Vox. You can do it over. That's worthy of getting
There we
spilled
go.
on.
So I'm holding the staple. Now watch this, JD. Just drop a little drop. Right there. Done. Turn on my light, my little UV light.
He's gonna put his
Hardens
fingers
it.
together.
You just
Do that right
You just
there.
glued
See
the
what I-
staple to the jig head. Is that what you
glued
did?
the staple to the jig head. I'm not going to shine that into the.
So if you had somebody around
Now,
in your
watch
life,
this.
never mind.
It's on there.
And you glued it like
Feel
in the
it.
middle of the
Feel
hook. Look at that. Okay.
Stuck on there that quick.
So you put a barb on there for to hold your bait on.
Exactly. Now,
That staple's going to hold your bait.
then I'll just take I need to get me a smaller pair of dikes and just cut a little bit of it off right there.
Okay, so you're trimming up the staple.
That's right. Trim up the staple just a little bit, about half. And then do one on this side.
About half the length of the sticking out staple.
That's right. And then bend it towards the head of the bait.
Both of them? Or
Yep.
Both of them. And
okay,
then
so
you
now
take
you're making a little
Then
barb.
take your bait, whatever soft plastic you're using, and put it on there. There's a brand new pack. Oh, we'll use these Wednesday, JD.
And this that staple is what keeps the thing from sliding off
That's
the hook.
right. And you put it on just like this. I'm going to show there on the screen. This is so cool.
So I've never seen this
It
before.
saves money. And anytime you can save money
That's a good
on
thing.
baits is a good thing.
Not on a lawyer, but a bait.
That's right. So you can cast this hard, it won't fall off. Now it's stuck on there, and they don't pull it off.
Fish won't pull it off if they
It
hit it
takes
short.
seconds to do it. When I used to use this
Now, how many fish can you
string
catch on
and
that
wrap,
bait?
take me a couple minutes to wrap. Now just touch it, done, finish.
Oh, that's
really
a pretty
cool.
good little tool that you've done.
So that glue you got there, I'm interested in that. So let's say you had somebody.
I
in
got
your-
this
in your-
idea from Dale Bessie when he makes
Okay.
flies.
Okay.
This is the glue he puts on his
Right.
flies. It's
I'm
brilliant.
thinking of another. So if you hid that in some chapstick, so you
Yeah.
got somebody that talks too much.
Yeah.
like
and
who?
you
Come
put
here,
it in
Fred, let me try.
chapstick and you hid it in there, and then they applied said chapstick to their lips, and you hit them with that UV light. Would it stick them together?
It probably would. I
Okay.
don't know.
So you're going to be chasing Charlie around the shop with a chapstick or a UV light?
I did not say I'm going to do that to anybody. I'm just asking a hypothetical question, counselor.
I mean, do you think I talk too much?
I didn't say that either.
But hey, well, according to some of the comments, no, I'm just joking. Hey, but guys, the crappie are this cold
wearing it
weather.
out.
They're wearing out the.
I saw the picture you posted on your Instagram of that Christmas tree of
Yes.
the cloud of fish
I was wondering
around
if you
the
saw
stump.
that, knowing
I
that
did
you do
see
Instagram.
that.
I was out with Brad Gill with GON magazine, editor with GON, and we did there's going to be an article coming out in February about that. But man, we pulled up to the first pod. It was amazing. It actually goes into the. Before I end my segment, I want to start leaving everybody with a verse
Oh.
from God's book. And today is Proverbs 16:3. Commit thy works unto the Lord, comma, and thy thoughts shall be established. Well, before I go
Hold on,
fishing,
what's
I
gonna be established?
apply that.
Right.
I believe that. It's
Yep.
true. Because I'm not quite as smart as Mr. Charlie. I have to really rely on the Lord to help me because I get out there and the fish don't bite the first spot and I'm freaking out. But anyway, I went to this first spot, pulled up, and there were thousands of them on it. And 2 days before, there were no fish there.
Was that a
I
tree
just-
in the water or just a stump?
Just
or what?
one stump sticking
stalk?
up like this.
It's an amazing
Charlie's
picture.
been with me, seen them out there. One stump, and it looked like a giant Christmas tree. There was probably 1,000 fish on it. And we caught them cast after cast. He said, I got everything I need to make my article.
He had enough to write about, right?
Yes,
there.
sir. It was cool.
Let me
though.
ask
It
you
was
this:
really cool.
Do you think live scope has had a detrimental effect
Absolutely not.
on the not on the population?
No.
Not enough people
I've been
using it, or
no, there's definitely people using it.
or you got people
But
that
I've
are
learned something
conserving.
fishing. I've learned something fishing every day. Fish have mouths and they have tails, and sometimes they use one and not the other.
Yeah,
I don't
you
care
can't
if you
make
see
them bite.
them.
Yeah,
Sometimes they don't bite.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's true.
What do you think it's done for the industry as a whole, though? Has it gotten more people interested in going more, or is getting maybe that technology is bringing some younger
a lot of the
people into
youth involved into it for sure?
Because they need electronics to keep them
And
interested.
I don't try to be politically correct. Thank God I know a lawyer, but these old heads that fish the pro tours that
Grant.
God, I can't cuss. Complain about these guys, these kids beating their butt. They need to get their butt out there and learn it.
Learn how to use those.
It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, if you watch fishing tournaments or fishing on television, which I do,
Yeah.
you've got some of the guys that are just wiping the floor with everybody else. They don't look at the water. They don't look at they don't pay attention to much of anything that they're doing except that live.
Right.
They're sitting there watching. They got 3 TV screens up there, and they're sitting
That's
there
right.
watching that. I say TV
And now
screens.
I
They got
do-
3 monitors there. They're watching.
I do enjoy going out and just fishing and enjoying the experience. It ain't just about the
Right.
You know what I mean? But when it comes to catching fish,
When money's
it's just-
on the line.
That's right. It's just
Yeah.
a balance of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just having fun.
I think my concern with it, especially with species like crappie, because they do
Yes.
gather up in large numbers, and if you can find that large number and you were unethical and wanted to
Yes.
take more than you could eat,
Yes,
and
I
you
could
just
see. I
wanted
could
to
see that.
to
but
see how many you could actually put in the boat in a day and waste
That's
them,
right.
then you could
But,
have people
true-
that run ethical.
you know,
doing
you
that.
have
There's
people
not a
that-
lot of that in our industry.
That's right.
There-
That's
there's,
right.
There's very few anymore that are just going out for.
You know,
see how
of
much
course,
they
if
can do in a
someone
day.
comes
The
and
ones
wants to
that
take
live
some,
across
like I
my
told you
pond,
the other
dude.
JD, if you want to come, even you want to throw them back, I have probably 30, 40%. They just want to come learn how to catch them and just they don't even care about keeping any.
Well, Wednesday morning when you and I go,
It's totally up to you.
I'm not planning on keeping any.
We'll just catch-
I'm
take
the only.
fish,
Me
throw
and
'em
my
back.
mom are of everybody in the house. My mom and I are the only ones that will eat freshwater fish for the most part, except for largemouth because my wife likes those. But we just my mom and I love brim. But
Yeah.
my wife and my daughter that's still at the house.
God, we got to get her on the shellcracker trip again this year.
They love
That
to
was
catch
so
them now,
fun.
boy. They all love to catch them, but eating them's a different thing. And so
Yeah,
I have no
but
desire to keep
But
them.
I want to say
I
this
wanna
before
catch
we
'em.
end. Being out on the water with the water cold,
Life jackets.
wear your life jacket. I even take an extra change of clothes because if you fall in, how long can you be in the water right now? At 50-something degree, 53 water, JD.
Probably within 10 minutes of hitting the water, you're going to be very close to being
Yeah, be very
immobilized.
careful right
With me, it's about 10
hypothermic.
seconds.
You're going to be dead in 30 minutes. You'll be not able to swim in less than that.
I don't think the second part of this verse was meant for me.
Okay.
Commit thy works to the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. You don't want that.
Praise the Lord, bless you, Jesus.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.